Hi guys, welcome back to Ferris Tutorials. In today's episode, we're looking at CSEC Food, Nutrition and Health past paper question for the exam year 2024. And we're looking at question 2. So grab your pens, your papers, your pencils, and let's get started. Now guys, as it relates to question 2, it is taken from section 2 of the syllabus. Now before we jump into the questions, let us look at some of the general objectives, right? Now on completion of this section, you should be able to 1. Understand the principles of nutrition and their influence on diet and good health. 2. Understand the nutritive value of food, its structure, and how they are used in the body. And 3. Appreciate the importance of correct eating habits and healthy lifestyle in achieving optimum nutritional status, right? Now, let us look at these specific objectives next, because these specific objectives are behind the questions, right? So what you're really being tested on, and these specific objectives were taken straight from your syllabus, right? And then when we start looking at the question, you will see how they link. So the first one says describe various nutrition related health problems, so you should know what those are. Discuss the classification, sources and functions of carbohydrates, fats, proteins in the diet. Also, describe various health conditions associated with the intake of carbohydrates, fat, and also proteins. Discuss the classification, food sources, and functions of vitamins and minerals in the diet, right? Also, explain the importance of calcium and iron in the diet of special groups of persons. Discuss the absorption of calcium and iron in the diet. Describe various health conditions associated with the intake of minerals and vitamins. Discuss the sources and functions of water in the diet. And finally, describe various types of health conditions associated with the intake of water. No, I'm not saying that this is what is going to come on the exam, guys. The purpose of this video is to guide you, to show you how questions are formulated based on the specific objectives that are in your syllabus, okay? I do not write the exam, so I could never dare tell you what is coming on the exam, all right? So just keep an open mind, make sure you revise, get your notes, read it over. These videos are just here as an extra help or an extra push towards your preparation of your exams, right? Now, with all that said, let us jump into the questions, and then you're going to see how these questions really is pulling from your knowledge based on these specific objectives, what you should have been learning so far, all right? So now let us look what question 2 has to offer. 2A, complete table 1 by inserting the correct missing nutrients and the correct health-related conditions, right? So you are required, as you can see, based on the specific objectives, you should know the different types of nutrients and also the health conditions that are also related to them as well, right? So here you're given nutrient, protein, and water, and then the health conditions here we have heart disease and scurvy. B, name one food source that is rich in each of the following nutrients. 1 mark each. So we have calcium and protein. Part C, for each of the following nutrients, explain why it is essential in 2 named periods or stages in life. All right, so we have protein there for 4 marks and calcium for 4 marks as well. Part D, your friend who is anemic has increased the amount of iron in her diet and has started taking iron supplements. However, she continues to be anemic. Suggest 2 ways in which her dietary practices may be preventing her from getting enough iron, right? And this is worth 2 marks, right, guys? So you must know about minerals and also their inhibitors, right? Because this question is pulling on your knowledge as it relates to things that prevent the absorption of iron, right? Because as you can see, she is taking iron and she's having supplement, but somehow she is still anemic. So what is she doing wrong? All right, so when we're looking at the ideal responses, which we're about to check out now, we'll go in a little bit more detail on each question. All right, now let's go. Now highlighted here are the ideal answers. So it says complete table 1 by inserting the correct missing nutrients and the correct health related conditions, right? All right, guys, and as you can see, we have fat there because it is related to heart disease, right? Going down next, we got protein. We did not get the health related conditions. The two conditions that you could have are kwashiorkor or marasmus, right? Any one of those mentioned would have been ideal. As it relates to the health condition, we got scurvy, and we're supposed to find out what the nutrients is. In this case, as you can see there, it is vitamin C, or we could say the scientific name ascorbic acid. Now, as it relates to water, health conditions associated may be dehydration or even constipation as well. So highlighted in yellow are what we were required to put in the table. All right, so you may not get a table form. You may not get a question structured this way, but you may just get simple question as what are 2 deficiency diseases as it relates to a lack of protein in the diet or so forth, right? So it is important for you to know the content so that you can apply yourself with whatever question that you may get. All right, now let us look at part B. It says name one food source that is rich in each of the following nutrients. So we have calcium there. So just one source, you could have milk, you could have cheese, or you could just put dairy products, right? So that is 1 mark. As it relates to protein, you know that is food from animals, right? So if you want to put fish, if you like to put chicken, meat, eggs, or even legumes, but I would kind of stay away from the legumes even though they are sources of protein, because this question specifically says rich. So try to think of the sources that have all the essential amino acids. All right, up next, for each of the following nutrients, explain why it is essential in 2 named periods of or stages in life, right? So as it relates to protein, there's 2 stages that I selected are childhood and also pregnancy, right? So what we have here for childhood, essential for the growth and development of muscles and tissues, right? And also supports immune system development during early years. As it relates for pregnancy, it is needed for growth of the fecal tissues, including the brain. Also, it helps to form breast and uterine tissue and support increased blood volume, right? Supports the increased blood volume. So you could choose any stages in the life cycle. It could be toddlers, it could have been the elderly, right? So whatever stage that you choose, just think about the functions of these nutrients and what each lifestyle, what each person or group of people are going through at that particular age or stage in their life, right? That's how you can ace these questions. All right, guys, so now let us look at calcium. Now, the 2 groups that are 2 life changes or stages that we have selected are adolescents and elderly, or you could say senior citizen, right? Now, as it relates to adolescents, it is crucial for bone growth and development during puberty. Also, it supports strong teeth as permanent teeth starts to emerge, right? So that is why calcium is important at that stage. Now, as it relates to the elderly, it helps to maintain bone density and prevent osteoporosis, right? Also, it supports proper muscle and nerve function and reducing fall risk as well. So think of the function of these nutrients. Think about the life stage of the individual, whatever their body is going through at that age, because as you get older you may lose bone density. Now, having as adequate calcium in the diet can help to prevent that, right? Because it strengthens the bones and then prevents or lower the risk of the elderly having osteoporosis. All right, now let us look at The next part, it says, your friend who is anemic has increased the amount of iron in her diet and has started taking iron supplements. However, she continues to be anemic. Your task? Suggest 2 ways in which her dietary practices may be preventing her from getting enough iron. And that is worth 2 marks, right? Now, 2 reasons why she may still be anemic. Guess what? Now you have to think about the inhibitors. You have to think about what she is eating, because yes, she's consuming the iron, yes, she's taking the supplement, but she is still anemic. Now ask yourself, what could possibly cause that, right? So you have to think about the inhibitors. You have to think also about the substances that promote the absorption of iron. Now let us look at 2 ideal responses. So 1, consuming iron inhibitors with the meal. So maybe she is drinking tea or coffee, or eating foods that are high in phytates. Low whole grains can also reduce the iron absorption, right? Now, as it relates to or another response that you could include is lack of vitamin C in the diet. Now, vitamin C helps with the absorption of non-heme iron from plant sources. So not including foods like citrus fruits or tomatoes may reduce how much the iron is being absorbed by the body, guys, right? So that content in section 2 that requires you to know about the inhibitors and the enhancers, things that prohibits or increase the absorption of iron, right? You have to know those stuff, right? This is where this particular question is pulling your knowledge from. All right, and that is it for question 2, right? Again, I am not saying that this will repeat on the exam. The content may come, but it may come in a different format. So it is very important for you to know the content so that you can apply yourself with whatever question you get, right? And don't forget to head on over to my cooking channel, Tika's Kitchen. Subscribe, like the videos, share. Also leave me a comment and tell me that Fairy Tutorials sent you, okay? That is it for now. See you in the next upload where we look at question 3.